Welcome to the Rowdy Studios. My name is Buzz Cutler, sitting alongside Bass Masters. And Bass, Penske Racing has announced a multi-year contract extension for both Brad Keselowski and his crew chief, Paul Wolf.
Well, very nice. Isn't that more coyote? That was more coyote.
You know, it depends on which side of the Mississippi you're
This
on.
is as close to a no-brainer as you're going to get in the Cup Series. Keselowski came in at a very rough year a year ago, his rookie season. Never even managed a single-digit finish the whole season last year in 2010. But in 2011, the guy made the chase, finished fifth in the points. Clearly has chemistry with Paul Wolf, especially considering how they bounce back in some races.
Well, remember, it is with Paul Wolf that he won his nationwide championship.
That is correct,
And
sir.
if I remember correctly, Brad Keselowski then recruited Paul Wolf and asked him to come work with him on the Cup team. And the question has to be posed, is Brad Keselowski eclipsing Kurt Busch as the top dog at Penske Racing?
Well, certainly Brad finished the year better than Kurt did. And Brad's got his crew chief, and Kurt just lost his. So I think it's fair to ask the question, although Kurt has a championship.
But I think
to
it's
his
why
credit.
Kurt Busch is so pissed off all the
come
time.
on.
No, I do. I think he's feeling the pressure that Brad Keselowski is bringing. He feels like, okay, I'm not sort of the go-to guy anymore at this race team. He's feeling it, man. I think that's why he's always so angry.
On the other hand, don't you think a good Brad Keselowski with a good crew chief who's making good changes to his race car, getting good setups out there on the racetrack, that could do nothing but help Kurt Busch. So I think if you're Kurt Busch, you got to be happy that you've got a teammate that's pulling his weight.
Kurt Busch doesn't see it that way.
Before you say all that, you need to talk to Kurt.
Kurt Busch is too much of an egoist. He doesn't see it that way.
This is supposed to be about Keselowski.
Oh, now David Newton, if I remember correctly, he has already put out his predictions for 2012, picked Brad Keselowski to finish second.
Wow, that's pretty strong. I think the only thing with Keselowski is, you get a year like this, and you got to follow it up with another great season. And we've certainly seen guys, remember Carl Edwards in 2008? Odds-on favorite to win the title next year, and they had a down year.
Well,
this is a two-car team. There's only two Dodges in the stable. So I think I think Keselowski's proven his talent. And I think he's proven he's got chemistry with Paul Wolf. I don't think that guarantees anything for next year.
Just look at Casey Kane. He's up 1 year, down the next, has never been able to put two consistent seasons together. With Brad Keselowski, he now has to prove that this season was no fluke. I don't think it was.
It wasn't a fluke, but I think when you got a two-car team, if Roush can fall off the edge of the earth for a season and get behind and have to figure it back out, it can happen to anybody. It can happen to Penske. Maybe anybody except Hendrick. I don't know.
It can happen to Hendrick.
It could probably even happen to Hendrick.
It could even happen to you.
Wow. Don't depress them.
For Bass Masters, I'm Buzz Cutler. Thanks for watching.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.